What's going on? What is going on? Okay, so pretty interesting open. Pretty interesting open. But yeah, let's see. I mean, let's see. So I don't know if you guys know this or not, but I guess it was true, right? I was telling you guys yesterday that yeah, we had CPI coming out, but I didn't really think it was gonna come out. It came out, and it came out, and we broke past all-time highs. So yeah. All right. Now, I'm gonna see what I can work with for today. I wasn't really planning on even getting on, but I mean, look at this. You know what I mean? So, it's definitely something. Definitely something. Okay. So coming to market open today, from what I could see, is CPI came out. We created a data low, data high. This data high being a London high slash all. This high is like three things: data high, London high, all-time highs. All right. Then we have let's see. Hold on. Let me get everything prepared because I do know that we have news at 9:45 as well. I think the government is still shut down, so I don't even know how this news is even coming out. But I mean, it's coming out. You know what I mean? So yeah. Now guys, there is so much stuff happening this morning. Hold up. Let me do everything. Hold up. Okay. Hold on. Hold up, guys. Okay, so there is a lot of stuff happening right now. A lot. Trump is live right now? Nah, don't tell me that, bro. Trump speech schedule. Oh, and the website's down, so I can't even check. On YouTube? Let me check. Hold up. What is it? For those that know that if Trump is speaking right now, what is he speaking on? Trump speaking live. I don't see anything live. Yeah, I don't see anything live. Yeah, no, there's nothing live. Yeah, if anything, just link it. Anyways, okay, so guys, there is so much stuff happening this morning. All right. Now, okay, where do I even start? Okay, let's start off with our long term. All right. CPI, I mean, yeah, CPI came out in the market. The market's pumped past all-time highs, and one of our investments is sitting at all-time highs, and that investment is currently JEPQ. You guys know I've been telling you guys, at least back then, you know, when the markets really crashed, to add and add and add and add and add. All right. Well, we ended up adding down here, and we're currently sitting at all-time highs. So that's something, right? It's crazy to even think about. But we just broke all-time highs on JPQ. So if you guys are on JPQ with me, you guys should be very green on your portfolio. All right. Very, very nice. Really good call by us. Hopefully we can continue to go higher. I mean, us being at all-time highs doesn't really mean anything to us personally because I mean, hey, we're not going to be taking profits. You know what I mean? We're holding. We're holding. You know what I mean? It's for dividends. But it's good to know that our capital gains investment is also very, very green on JPQ. All right. So that's one part. All right. Now back to NQ, which is what you guys are mainly here for. We are currently pumping up. Now, I'm not gonna ask you guys, we kind of had a trade of open. Not that I was really too interested in it. You guys know I've been trying to avoid the first few minutes of market open, especially with us having news in about 7 minutes from now. Which is PMI news coming out. And by the way, let me go and put that I'm live on YouTube. What's good, YouTube guys? What's going on, man? What's up? Hold on, let me put out that I'm live. Okay, so let's see. Hold on. All right, there you go. Okay, so coming into market open, pretty much the trade that I was considering, but I knew I wasn't gonna put it out just because I feel like it was too risky, and I'll explain why it was too risky in just a second from now. Is mainly because okay, coming into market open, we obviously created this huge fair value gap or over here, the CPI gap, right? And with the CPI gap, we also created an internal low during the London session at 25,446, right? Coming into market open, what ended up happening was we actually ended up selling off into this level of liquidity. Well, I guess it just didn't market, but whatever. We ended up selling off into this level of liquidity, taking out this liquidity, bouncing from the midpoint of this huge CPI fair value gap, sweeping the level of liquidity, getting the 35-point bounce right over here, and obviously longs ended up playing out into the London high. Why didn't I take it? Well, you guys know this week has been very, 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 very messy during the open. So today I'm like, you know what? It's whatever. If this plays out, I don't really care, right? But for the most part, we do have a really, really big red folder coming out in like 7 minutes from now, pretty much in the next 5-minute candle. So what could have happened is if we took this trade and it didn't really do what we wanted really quick, we could have gotten caught up in the news, and you know how that goes, right? So it's probably best to maybe avoid this trade. Although it worked out, we can probably get another trade going, as the day goes on. I mean, CPI is today, so we probably have a lot of volume throughout the entire day, right? So it's not going to be a huge big deal. Now, more to the downside. This is where it can get a little bit ugly, right? Because remember what I said literally a minute ago, right? CPI came out and we broke past all-time highs. So the trades for today are very, very, very limited, right? Obviously, it's typically best to not long past all-time highs. Not that we can't go higher above all-time highs. It just makes it very tricky because we don't know where we would want to take profit. I mean, keep in mind, we're at all-time highs. Price has never gone any higher in history. So we wouldn't know what to target to the upside. You get what I'm saying? So trading long to the all-time highs, not that it's a bad thing, but it just won't be as probable, I guess you could say, because there's just no price targets above, right? There's nothing to target above here, right? So what we can do is not much from what I'm seeing. I mean, to be fair, we just finished taking out this all-time high, data high, and London high that we created during the CPI candle at 8:30. We just took it out right here, and we're starting to show some sellers starting to step in, right? So in this case, we would want to be bearish, right? The problem is where can we short from? Because we have this massive gap holding us from going any lower. And if we want to inverse it, I mean, prepare yourself because we have to sell off over 133 points, which that's just for an entry. And then we have to sell off even more for a price target, right? So how realistic is that? So I'm going to see what we can do. Don't have super, super high don't have super high expectations for today. For a trade. I'm not saying we can't get one. I'm just saying that we probably, I don't know. That's the thing. I just wouldn't know, right? So I will see. And if PMI news in 4 minutes, which is coming out in 4 minutes, if it comes out bullish and we know that we're going to continue going up all day, I mean, maybe we can work with something for longs. It would just have to be I just wouldn't know how to trade it. That's the thing. So obviously I'm not going to force anything out, especially how yesterday went. So yeah, yesterday was kind of a messy day. I will have to admit, one of the messiest days we've had. In fact, the messiest day that we've had throughout this entire winning streak. I'm personally gonna say that it's over. Because I mean, I don't know. I personally ended green yesterday. I ended up ending green $236, but there was a little bit of miscommunication behind the trade. Some people got stopped out of break even. Some people didn't get stopped out and they held the whole trade. It was a whole big deal. So for me, I'm just gonna say, you know what, whatever. Right, on to the next. But yeah, so for today, I'm gonna wait these 3 minutes here. I'm gonna see how the PMI news comes out. If it comes out really bullish, I might look to trade something to the upside. If it comes out bearish, depending on the volume, if I see that we have enough volume to inverse this fair value gap, then I might be able to give you guys a trade. But if there's nothing, I will not force a trade for you guys. All right. Obviously, I don't want to be giving you guys anything bad, especially after a day like yesterday. All right. But yeah. I force trades, but it's all G. What do you mean I force trades? Yesterday, what trade did I force yesterday? The third trade. The first two trades weren't okay. In fact, I have a little bit of time to explain this. I actually did this in one of my mentorship calls yesterday, where I explained both trades, my reasoning behind them, and why I thought they were going to play out. So let me explain real quick, all right? I feel like I have some time, plus the setup has to form still and all that good stuff. So let me explain real quick, all right? Now, one thing I will say as I go on is I know a lot of you guys, in fact, some of my people from my mentorship, they were telling me, I don't know what you saw in the second trade. So let me show you guys. Obviously, we all know that we traded a little bit of chop. So obviously it didn't really play out as much as we wanted, which got a lot of you guys frustrated. But let me show you guys what I was looking for. All right. So let me replay this back real quick. It'll be a quick review. Don't worry, we're not gonna miss out on any setups. But let me show you guys. All right. Explain the second one. Okay, do you guys want me to explain the first one or the second one or both? Let me know. Just type first, second, or both in the chat. Both? All right, let's do both. All right. So let me show you guys. All right. Real quick. It'll be a quick review, right? While we form the setup. So let's go all the way back here to yesterday was 9:30. All right. I'm going to use the indicator for this one just because I don't really feel like marking out all the levels. The indicator is going to have all the levels that we had either way. All right. So anyways, coming into market open yesterday, right, at 9:30. Right, 9:30 happened over here, right? So coming into market open, wait, hold up. Market open, blah, 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 right here, right? So coming into market open, we had a few levels of liquidity. You guys, I'm sure you guys remember, right? I told you guys yesterday, we have this level of liquidity up here. I don't feel like it's the strongest one, but it is a valid level of liquidity. Then we have the London low and the London high above, right? And in the meantime, let me also mark out this 15-minute gap because we're going to use it for future use, right? So remember, we had this 15-minute gap from yesterday right over here, which is also a respected gap right here. Once again, we created it, we retraced into it, and we sold off even more from it, right? Now, going back to the 5-minute time frame, coming into market open yesterday, what ended up happening? Well, we pumped up, we took out this high up here, right? So coming into market open, since we took out this internal high, which is a valid level of liquidity, but you know, it still works, right? Not the strongest, but it still works, right? We took out this level of liquidity, and as we took it out, I'm like, okay, let's start looking for a reaction, right? You play the next candle, what ended up happening? Well, we created a small but valid 5-minute bullish rally gap right over here. All right, and wait, news came out. I'll let you guys know how news comes out in a sec. I have it on my second screen. Do not worry about the news. All right, guys. I'll let you know if there's a setup. All right, anyways, so what ended up happening? We took out this internal. We have a 5-minute bullish rally gap, but we continue going higher. Right? So far, we can't work with anything here. The main idea here would be to take out this high, sell off, sweep the level of liquidity, get selling pressure into an inverse into targeting the London low. But the thing is, you play the moving candles, and instead of going down, we went even higher to the fact that we took out the London high above, right? Now, keep in mind, on the 15-minute time frame, we have this huge 15-minute bearish rally gap. So as we took out this London high, you play the next candle, what ended up happening? Well, we approached this 15-minute bearish rally gap while creating another 5-minute bullish rally gap here. Right, so the same idea that we had down here, we can use up here, right? So looking at the 15-minute time frame, what is going on for the first trade, right? Well, keep in mind, we are inside of a bearish 15-minute rally gap, right? So realistically, we would expect some sort of selling to step in, right? And if you play this candle going forward, right, what ended up happening? Well, we had a ton of buying pressure. We started getting a little bit weaker here. Right, so the buyer exhaustion was stepping in, and we have an idea as to why. I mean, hey, we took out this internal high, we took out this London high, we're inside of a 15-minute bearish rally gap, and sellers are starting to step in. So we're getting an idea of what to expect for the market. All right, so we play the forward candles. You know, it was a little bit choppy, but look at what's going on here. Right, our buys in this case starts turning bearish. Why exactly? Once again, we pumped up. Check out the internal, took out the London. We are inside of a bearish 15-minute fair value gap, and we're getting more and more selling as we go on because we're inside of these bearish ranges, right? And as we went on, we started getting more and more selling, which convinced me like, hey, we should be able to take shorts off of this 5-minute gap into PT1, which would be the next 5-minute gap, which will be a 37-point price target, and then we could possibly even target the London low, right? And as we got more and more selling, as you guys see right over here, right, we ended up inversing this rally gap with quite a bit of selling. So I'm like, okay, well, we have a lot of selling. I mean, we just finished selling off about pretty much 60 points in one candle, and we're inversing this 5-minute fair value gap, and it looks really good, right? So this trade looks like any other trade that we've taken throughout this 45-day winning streak, right? So nothing here is forced because the trade looks the same, right? Now, what ended up going wrong in this case? Well, I personally thought that this was the complete top, and we thought that we were going to go down, or I thought that we were going to go down like crazy, right? Looking at the 15-minute time frame, though, we pretty much ended up getting stopped out by this 15-minute bullish rally gap. I personally did mention that we did have this rally gap, but I didn't really think that we were going to bounce from it so quick. I thought that we could at least see the midpoint into the price target, right? So this trade, in my opinion, was pretty good. Not the best trade, but it was also not a forced trade. In my opinion, it was a pretty good trade that I thought it was going to work. All right. Now, let's go to the next trade, right? This trade it was a good one, in my opinion. Didn't work out until next, right? Not all trades will work out. Right now, this is the trade that a lot of people got confused, right? So I'm sure you guys remember. I told you guys, okay, now that we got stopped out on NQ on the 5-minute, off this 5-minute fair value gap, there's not much of it that we can work with until we take out. You guys remember until we take out 192. I kept repeating, I can't give you guys a bias until we take out this 192 level of liquidity. What level of liquidity is this? Well, going over to the 15-minute time frame, right? And you zoom out inside of this 15-minute bearish rally gap, we have a high at 192. 25,192. If you guys see it right here, 192, right? So let's go ahead and mark out this high over here, right? Now, as we got stopped out, we noticed that we had a ton of buying pressure kicking in. And let me drink some water real quick. Hold up. Oof. Okay. So after we ended up getting stopped out on the 5-minute inverse, buyers started stepping in. It's the reasonable thing to do, right? I mean, we got stopped out for a reason, right? So as we pumped up, right, what ended up happening? Well, as we pump up here, we ended up taking out the one level of liquidity at 192, right? So if we couldn't get a good reaction from this London high drawn liquidity, right, what's the best thing to do? Wait for the next level of liquidity to get taken out and then wait for a new reaction, right? So remember, we are still inside of a 15-minute bearish rally gap, right? So in this case, what ended up happening on the 15-minute time frame, we ended up taking out this level of liquidity at 192. So I'm like, okay, well, let's kind of put two and two together, right? I personally believe that we have a lot of room for downside, right? We have targets to downside, this internal here, the London here, and so on, right? The market has already pumped up over 200 points to the upside, right? So how much higher can we really go? And we're still inside of this 15-minute bearish rally gap. So let's put everything together. We took out the level of liquidity at 192. We are inside of a bearish rally gap. The market has already pumped up over 200 points in the first 30 minutes of open. And in this case, if you look right here, what ended up happening? Well, you guys know how I trade my fair value gap models, right? We enter the fair value gap. We get rejected from the fair value gap about 30 to 35 points, and then we enter and we place our stop loss at the top of the rejection. So in this case, what would have happened? Well, if the complete top was at this candle wick up here, right? Over here. So if we put a short position, that doesn't mean that we're entering, but if we were to enter shorts, our stop loss would be up here at this candle wick. So what you do is when you're about to enter a regular fair value gap, you put it at the candle wick, you drag the stop loss about 30 to 35 points, depending on however much you want to risk. In this case, it was 35 points, right? So ideally, your entry would be at 25,164 if the market does end up selling off from this complete top up here. And your price target will be the internal, this fair value gap entry, and then the London, right? So what ended up happening in the next candle? Well, check this out. Wait, there you go. Right, we got the drawn liquidity sweep, right? So we took out the level of liquidity right here, and we instantly swept it back down with a very strong selling candle, right? You measure out this candle, it's about 40 points, right? That's quite a good candle, right? I'm sure we can all say that. What does the indicator say? Oh, because the indicator is not reading every level, so we still have to fix that up. But I'm just telling you guys what I saw. All right. Anyways, so we ended up taking out this 192 level. Right, we swept it, we got selling pressure, and we're also getting a 35-point rejection. In fact, a 40-point rejection from this 15-minute bearish rally gap to the downside. So I'm like, okay, well, I know that we're in a little bit of a choppy range, but this could be the way out of this range, right? This could be like the trend out, right? So I'm like, okay, well, shorts here wouldn't look so bad. So we ended up taking it, right? So this is the trade that got a lot of you guys confused, right? Because yes, I get it. We had a little bit of chop here, but I personally thought that this trade can work out because we got such a strong rejection from this respected 15-minute bearish rally gap with a drawn liquidity sweep and a very big sell-off with room for lower. So I'm like, okay, we can probably take this, right? But unfortunately, we ended up getting not even stopped out. We got chopped out, right? Let me show you guys, right? Because look, we ended up getting stopped out here, right? The trade kind of played out in our favor for a split second, whatever. Then we got stopped out in the next candle, right? But if you play the next candle after this, the trade ended up playing out for over 40 something points. Look at this, right? Boom, strong selling, right? So from our entry, we would have been up 44 points, right? It still didn't hit any of our price targets because remember, we're still in a choppy range. But this trade, in my opinion, it could have worked out. It was just look at the range that we were trading in, right? At the time, it looked a little bit better than what it looked here. Obviously, hindsight is always 2020 vision. I already know there's going to be that one person in the chat telling me, oh, dude, why are you trading chop when you know it's chopping? Well, at the time, it wasn't as choppy, right? We were still moving quite well, but unfortunately, after we entered the trade, look at what we were dealing with, right? Obviously, I can't tell the future. I don't know that we're gonna do this, right? It was overall against the trend anyway. Well, I don't know if you're new here, but my strategy consists of doing that. I don't know, like if you look at a lot of my trades, I'm typically always trying to catch the top and bottoms, right? So let me show you, right? Let's look at my overall trades, recent, right? So check this out. Let's see. Let me try to find a reversal model, right? Check this out here. The trend is bearish. We have the main high, lower high, strong selling. Why did I end up taking longs? Because my strategy told me a reversal, right? It's just how my strategy is, right? So obviously, when it comes to one trade, everyone's gonna be telling me, "Oh, dude, you need to tweak your strategy. Oh, dude, why are you always trying to catch the top and bottom?" That's how my strategy is. That's why you guys are in here, right? You guys saw it, and you guys liked it. Same thing here. What are we doing? Bullish trend. Why am I taking shorts? Because that's what the model told me, right? Shortly after, what ended up happening? We sold off, right? Obviously, the trend is not always going to be bullish, right? In this case, I mean, dude, the market has already pumped up over 200 points. I'm not, you know what I mean? Like it's just how my strategy is. And obviously, I mean, there's like a million trades behind this. You know what I mean? Let's look at another one here, right? Let me see. No, this is a short position. Let's look at this one for example, right? Bullish trend. Why did I take shorts? My model told me how did it play out. In a few minutes, it ended up playing out for over 170 points, right? It's just how it is. Just this time, it just didn't work out. Obviously, no strategy in the world is ever 100%. Obviously, if something is looking really, really good, it still doesn't mean that it's going to work out, realistically. And even then, it did end up kind of working out because we would have seen over 44 points on this trade, right? It's just we got a little bit unlucky with the with the with the volume in the market. It was just very, very choppy. You get what I'm saying? But yeah, let me see. Let me catch up with the chat. Now, would you guys want me to review the third trade, the one that ended up pretty much making all of these two losses back and a little bit more? Let me know. Let me know. Now, in the meantime, I'm gonna catch up with the chat. Let me see. Okay, so do you want to know why it was forced? Well, you can't tell me with my own trade that was forced. I mean, I saw what I saw and I liked it, so I took it. A forced trade means that there's nothing here, and I'm like, oh, I need a trade. I just need to take a trade. That's a forced trade. I saw what I liked. Unfortunately, it didn't play out. Because let me tell you, if these trades would have been two winning trades, you wouldn't have been saying that it was forced. You would have been saying that it was nice trades, right? So obviously, when it comes to being a red trade, it always happens, right? But in this case, I just explained to you guys exactly what I saw behind these two trades. The first setup was actually a really good setup. Just unfortunately, it just didn't play out. This next setup, I get what you guys are saying where it was a little bit forced because of the price action, but I saw what I saw and I thought we could go lower. And in fact, we did end up going lower, just not in the time, not in the right time, right? We got stopped out before we went even lower, right? And that's because mainly of chop, right? So nothing here was forced, and realistically, no one can really tell me that I forced a trade when I know what I'm trading. You know what I mean? Like I know what I'm looking for myself. If you think that was forced, obviously you don't have to take the trade, right? But once again, what a forced trade is when there's nothing on the chart and I'm like, dude, I need to take a trade. Like I don't care that there's nothing. I'm just gonna take longs. You know what I mean? That's a forced trade. In this case, there was something I liked. There's something I believed in. I took it. Didn't work out. Okay, on to the next. You know what I mean? Anyways, let me catch up here. Let me see the chat here. Let me see. The strategy takes pivots with confirmations. How many people bitch during the 45 streak? That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, obviously now that we take one loss, apparently everyone is a genius now and everyone is a master to the markets. You get what I'm saying? So it does get a little bit annoying after a while, or not after a while, but like after a few losses, it does get a little bit annoying because, I mean, what were you guys saying throughout the last 45 winning trades in a row? Where you guys, and I promise you guys, I'm always reading the chat. There's not one person that was telling me, oh, you're forcing your trade. Oh, like this trade wasn't good, whatever. Like it's always, yo, Glass, I made money, blah, 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 whatever. But the second that one losing trade comes along, one or two losing trades, apparently everyone is a master to the markets, and you guys are telling me that I force my own trades. Glass, yeah, send it over, send it over. Let me, I'm still catching up with the chat, so give me a second. I traded his model, but I saw that I wasn't going to play out. But the thing is, I mean, I had the chat open, and no one really told me that the trade was bad at the time. You know what I mean? I mean, if you did say and I missed it, then my bad. But still, what I mean. I saw what I saw. I liked it and I took it. Obviously, if you don't, if you trade the model and you didn't like it, obviously you're not forced to take it. But for me, I believed in it and I took it. You know what I mean? Same way I took the last 45 winning trades in a row and they played out. You know what I mean? Because obviously, if this was once again, if this was ended up being a winning trade, we obviously wouldn't be having this conversation right now, right? You guys would actually just forget about the trade and move on to the next. You know what I'm saying? But I'm catching up with the chat now, so let me see. And once again, guys, I'm not saying that I'm all this and like you guys only have to listen to me. Obviously, I take feedback behind my trades. I teach a model. You guys can tweak it to your own liking. If it works better than mine, obviously you guys can let me know, right? So I'm not trying to make it sound like I'm all this or anything. I'm just saying what I saw and why I took it. And by the way, for those wondering, like dude, what's going on in the market? Don't worry, I have it open on the second chart. It's a little bit choppy. I'm not gonna lie. Let me show you guys. You look at in Q right now. There's not much really going on here. So don't worry, right? I'm still doing a little bit more reviews here. Let me see. I'm trying to share some idea. Yeah, let me see. But the thing is, I want to know why you think it didn't work out. I'm trying to find the thing. Let me catch up with the chat here. One sec, one sec, one sec, one sec. And once again, yeah, look, I'm reading the chat here, trying to give advice to someone that's 100. That I'm not trying to make it seem like that, guys. Like once again, I'm not like any master to the markets or anything. Obviously, I can make mistakes. Maybe I'm not noticing a mistake that I made behind the trade, and maybe you see it. So let me know, right? But yeah, don't look at it like that. Like, and I quote, trying to give someone to advice to someone that's 100 times better than you, a trader than you. That's not how I look at it. That's not how it is, bro. I take my losses. Everyone loses. You know what I mean? It happens. People make mistakes. I'm human. You're human. Everyone here is human. At least I hope so. You know what I mean? Everyone is a genius and millionaire in hindsight. Exactly. That's the point that I'm trying to get across. Because once again, when I was going on in like the 45-day winning streak in a row, over 45 trades in a row, all being winning trades, no one was telling me anything. But the second that one loss comes around, apparently everyone's like, I mean, and that's the one thing that always happens when losing trades come along. You know what I mean? But yeah, let me see. I'm trying. And by the way, guys, don't worry. I'm like catching up with the chat here, so there's a lot of messages. So one sec, one sec. Let me see. One sec, one sec. Uh, I'm here to learn from you. Losing part of the game. Yeah, I get it 100%. News came out. No, it's just Silver Bullet. Yeah, Silver Bullet. Was it 45 winning trades in a row? I think it was 40 winning trades in a row. Yeah, around 40. But okay, so I had some red days like in the streak, but the way that I count my streaks is if I personally end the day green, I count it towards a green day, obviously. You know what I mean? Because I made money for the day, right? So I would say about 45 days every day being green, about 40 trades in a row being only green in a row. So yeah. But yeah, who was the one that was 10? Yeah, once again, I'm trying to find your reasoning. I just don't see it. You're just saying that you just didn't like it. You know what I mean? Obviously, I need a reason behind it and what you thought behind it. But if I missed it, just send it over again. You know what I mean? It's news though. No, it's just no. That's a yellow folder and it's Silver Bullet. I don't know if you guys know this, but typically every day at 10 a.m. volume spikes up. It's a known thing. It's called Silver Bullet. So on 9:30, I don't know if it's really called Silver Bullet, but it's like something with time. Like it's a thing with time in the market. So 9:30 volume spikes, 10 a.m. volume spikes, 350 volume spikes, and 355 volume spikes. If you guys want, I can write it down for you. So yeah, macro times. That's what it's called. My bad. Macro or best macro times. Macro times. Write it down. Okay, so we have 9:30 a.m. EST, 10 a.m. EST, and then 3:50 a.m. Not a.m. p.m. EST, and then 3:55 p.m. EST. All right, let me see. So here's my reasoning. We pumped hella during market open, inversing a 4-hour bearish rally gap. I personally don't trade off the 4-hour fair rally gap, but let me check it out. Then we chopped inside of the 4-hour fair rally gap, which decreases probability. Buy still remains bullish. Then you take shorts, and we got stopped out. After that, let me see. Hold on, because the chart's moving. After that, we're still chopping in a range, and you take shorts again. That's the only problem with those two trades. We are at a higher time frame bias, which is important, but I don't personally use it because I like to take my trades quick, right? So I base my biases off the 5 and 15-minute time frame. All right. So if in this case, let's say for example we're bullish on the 4-hour, we could temporarily be bearish on the 5 and 15-minute time frame, which is how I'm able to get these scalps before the market even pumps up. I'm sure you guys remember, sometimes we take some shorts, we hit the price target real quick, maybe 35, 40 points, whatever, and the market pumps back up. That could be the higher time frame. But I personally don't use it because how many time frames am I going to have in the strategy? I'm going to be focusing all over the place on the strat. You know what I mean? That's one problem. Let me see what's important. I'm just gonna give you. You can look. Yeah, of course. And don't worry, bro. Like I said, I'm not trying to make it seem like I'm all this in the market and I'm always the one that has to be right. No, obviously I can make mistakes, but I explained to you what I saw for myself and why I thought we were gonna go lower, right? Unfortunately, it just didn't play out. Obviously, no strategy out there is ever 100%. I can tell you right now, maybe one of these days you're looking at a higher time frame and you thought it was bullish and ended up going against you, right? Same thing happened with me yesterday. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, bro, it's much love, bro. Like I said, it's nothing too hard, bro. I always take feedback, and it's all criticism. You know what I mean? Let me see. Does power hour count as a macro time? Not really. No. But anyways, let's get back to the market. Well, before I do that, do you guys want me to review the third trade, the one that ended up playing out for 80 points? Let me see. I personally didn't like the first trade because of the 15-minute gap below. And I agree with you. Yeah, the 15-minute gap below, I did mention it that if we were to take the trade, the one thing that we would have to worry about would be the 15-minute. But the thing is, I don't know if you guys remember, but yesterday we were also using ES to our advantage, and ES was selling off after it took out every level of liquidity to the upside. So I'm like, okay, ES is selling off, NQ might not be selling off as much, but it has the idea of that it wants lower. So I'm like, okay, well, we're inversing a 5-minute gap. We have another 5-minute gap below that we could target for a 1-to-1. But the one thing that could stop us out would be the 15-minute. Obviously, the 15-minute won't always stop us out, but there was that chance. And unfortunately, that chance ended up being against us, right? So yeah, there's been times where we've taken a 5-minute inverse inside of a 15-minute and it's worked out. Obviously, the probability gets lowered a little bit, but it doesn't always mean that it's going to be a losing trade. Obviously, sometimes you're going to have it, but yeah, I do agree with you though. Yesterday I did tell you guys, like, yeah, we did have the 15-minute gap that could mess us up. It did end up messing us up a little bit. You know what I mean? But hey, shit happens. You know what I mean? Let me see. The first 5-minute candle inverse was a manipulation from that 4-hour candle. Well, the thing is, I don't really trade like that, right? I don't really look into manipulations and all that stuff. So obviously, at the time, I wouldn't know, right? To each their own. You know, obviously with the strategy, but it was just one bad day. You know what I mean? I'm still gonna be trading the same strat as always. I mean, it's worked out before. I mean, I'm gonna keep using it. You know what I mean? Let me see. I feel like traders wait. I feel like the trades didn't work because I consider the top of the first 15-minute a level. It's not part of your strategy, but it can be a factor. I trade opening range breakout, so it looked like a retest for me. It happened to be that for both trades. I broke my own rule where I care about the candle closures and then wait for candle closure below the 15-minute high. That's totally fine, bro. You know what I mean? Once again, everyone here, you guys are obviously capable of trading on your own, with your own versions of the model. If you guys like this model, or maybe you guys trade with your own strategy. Once again, if you guys don't like the trade, you guys don't need to take it. Obviously, we all know yesterday we did break a little bit of some rules, so it's how it resulted. You know. Why don't you care about candle closures? Okay, so I personally don't really care about candle closures because they don't mean anything to me, right? A candle closing means nothing. It's gonna happen. It has to happen. Okay, so let's say for example, right? We're about like we have a setup, right? And we're selling like crazy. But it's like, okay, guys, well, we can't enter yet, although we're at the entry because the candle hasn't closed. But if the candle keeps selling off, before the candle even closes and before we can even enter, there's a chance that we can even be at the price target already. You know what I'm saying? So I personally like to trade current price action rather than a candle closure. And trust me, I have history with both, right? When I first started trading the strategy, I didn't trade candle closures. Someone told me to try it out. I tried it out for a few months. It worked. Like I'm not gonna say it doesn't work. The thing is, you're pretty much almost guaranteed to get a late entry in every entry, and there's also a good chance that if the price action looks very, 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 very strong. I mean, you guys remember. I mean, you guys have been here. There have been trades that we've taken, right? Hold on, let me make sure that OBS is okay. Yeah, there have been trades that we've taken that we took it in one candle, and in that same exact candle, we've seen 40, 50, 60, 80 points in that same candle. You know what I'm saying? So back then, when I used to trade this strategy with candle closures, this issue would happen very often. I'm like, bro, like I'm missing out on so much money. Not only am I getting a very late entry, but sometimes it's literally hitting my price target without it even closing. So I mean, I'm like, bro, like I know that buyers are stepping in right away. I can literally see it as we're going right now. So why do I have to wait for a candle closure to then take the entry? And plus, I've also taken candle closure trades, and when the candle closes above the fair value cap, I'm like, okay, well, it's pretty much guaranteed to go up, right? No, the next candle breaks back down below the fair value gap and I end up getting stopped out. So in my opinion, I personally don't believe in candle closures. They don't really mean anything. It's just how the market is able to track candles in an organized fashion. Um, and I mean, hey, let's say for example, right? A bank wants to, or big money wants to pump money into the markets. They're not gonna wait for a 5 minute closure. They don't care about that. They're gonna pump it whenever they want. You know what I mean? So I like to think about it like that. I personally don't believe in candle closures. They don't really do anything at all. Now, obviously, everyone has their own opinions. Maybe it works for you. Maybe it doesn't work for me. I'm not saying that you can't trade it. I'm just saying why I don't trade it. All right. But yeah. MC, by the way, it doesn't really matter, but TGR lost 200K yesterday. Well, okay. Obviously, you know, when it comes to losses, I agree with you. Sometimes it's good to know that others, you know, at least you're not alone, that others, you know, at least took a loss as well. I personally, I always focus on myself, but I also have a lot of trader friends that also lost a few times yesterday. Yesterday's market, all in all, was very, very hard to trade. It wasn't just us. I have a lot of friends like Lonto. Krabby didn't end up trading. TGR apparently ended up being red, and a whole bunch of people on Twitter ended up saying that the market yesterday was trash. So if you guys are feeling like the markets are against you, once again, it was one bad day out of over 45 in a row. And just all in all, yesterday the market was very, very choppy. You know what I mean? So yeah. And by the way, let me put the chart back up. You guys have probably been like, yo, like, can you put the chart back up? My bad. Here, let me put it over here. It's not like we're really getting much either way. But hey, at least we're able to get this review going. You know what I mean? At least I'm able to talk to you guys in a lot more focused, in a more focused way. You know? But yeah, I do get it. You know, sometimes when we're red, we always like to see like if we're alone or not. But yeah, no, trust me, I can tell you from my connections and everything. A lot of my trader friends were also red, and a lot of people on Twitter were also pretty red, right? So yesterday's market was a pain, all in all. You know what I mean? But yeah, let's see. But yeah, just keep in mind that the higher time frame always holds higher power. Exactly. And trust me, I use the higher time frame to find my levels of liquidity. Obviously, you're not in the mentorship, but for my people in the mentorship, how many times do I tell you guys that every day before the market opens, always go on the higher time frame to find your levels of liquidity, because the higher time frame levels are way, way, way stronger. Right? And I agree with you with that. It's just obviously when I'm day trading it and when I have my levels set, I'm always looking for my entry models off the 5 minute and the 15 minute time frame. Sometimes even the 1 minute. You know what I mean? But yeah. If you could predict a 4 hour 10 a.m. candle, well, here's the thing. We're not here to predict. We're here to react. All right. We don't predict trades, right? That's more gambling, right? If you go to a casino, you're predicting that the roulette table goes on red, right? We're not doing that. We're reacting, right? And that's how I find my levels. I mean, that's how I find my trades, right? I wait for reaction based off level of liquidity with a nice reaction in terms of buying or selling. And depending on the reaction, I put that reaction into the fair value gap, and then I get my trade. We're not here to predict. All right. Because sure, yeah, we can look at the 4 hour time frame and be like, okay, well, I predict that we're going to go higher because we're going higher right now. You know what I mean? So it's all about reacting. All right. At least that's how I look at it. Yeah, let me catch up with the chat here. I'm really behind the chat. I'm probably like answering questions that you guys asked like 5 minutes ago. Let me see. RP was one of them that was red too. Yeah, all in all, the market yesterday was very, very hard to trade. You know what I mean? But let me see. Let me catch up. David, you missed the best trade of the day yesterday. Rata opened, it ran for 200 points. Bro, I know you're trolling, bro. Come on now. Let's see. David, when you gonna? Yeah, I got you, bro. I have a few to catch up on. And same thing goes with KK212. I know I haven't caught up with you guys. Let's see. Let me see. Gotta give them my psychology lesson right after our loss. People need to realize that trading is about building a consistent system and not making money. Well, the thing is, when it comes to losses, bro, a lot of people get very emotional. I mean, let me show you guys something. I typically don't care when I take losses, and I don't care if you guys ever say something about the loss. At the end of the day, I personally don't care. You know what I mean? I know I'm gonna most likely gonna make it back and everything. It's just a matter of time. You know what I mean? But let's say, for example, let's go to trading chat, right? We have people like this where they hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Hold up. You have people like this that joined yesterday, you know, from the YouTube stream. After, keep in mind, we just finished going on a what's this? Yeah, we just finished going on a crazy 45-day winning streak with every day being green. And the 1 second that you slip up once, people join the Discord, they say this, and then they leave after I show that we're green. This guy has been in the server for like, I don't know how long. Bro, he says this because I took like 1 or 2 losses. And then, bro, I scroll down and I tell everyone that I managed to turn the day back green from 2,600 into 236 per account. And then I'm like, okay, well, let me see how he's doing. Bro, he left the server. like, dude, these are the type of people that are really annoying. You know what I mean? Like these are the people that I don't really pay attention. I personally don't really care. I mean, he's some random. I don't really care, but I find it funny. You know what I mean? But yeah, filtering himself out. I mean, dude. I mean, he did the job for me, bro. Oh shit. And the funny thing is, he's probably in my YouTube chat right now, watching the same stream, probably asking for a trade. You know what I mean? I don't really read my YouTube chat, but yeah, you get the point. No, trust me, Alex. I do. Trust me. Guys, once again, okay, look, one thing that I always say is, and by the way, guys, don't worry. I'm still watching the charts right now. There's not much of a setup anywhere, so don't worry. If you guys think I'm talking like out of my ass and just like not really paying attention to charts, I am. Trust me. But bro, trust me, bro. You guys flood me with good messages, but it means the world to me, seriously. But even if you guys tell me something bad, or not, I want you guys to know that when you guys criticize my trades, I never look at it as bad thing, like a bad thing. Like I always, I read your message. I'll let you know what I'm seeing and all that stuff. Same thing with I think your name was Gerbs or something. Or wait, hold on, I forgot the guy with the car, the guy that I was talking with like for like 30 minutes. Like he told me, hey, the higher time frame. Like, okay, well, you know what I mean. I looked into it and all that good stuff. You know what I mean? Like I'll take criticism. But when people are saying that, like, oh, you suck because you took one red trade and all that stuff, dude, I couldn't care less. At the end of the day, bro, it doesn't really change how I trade. I'm gonna keep trading how I trade, and I mean, hey, I'm making my money. You know what I mean? So let me see. Um, Yo, Blast, there's actually wait until ES6 the high. No, the thing is, dude, we're sitting at all-time highs right now. So, but guys, let me kind of take a step back. But guys, the fact that we're sitting at all-time highs on JPQ when we added literally down here is insane, bro. I don't know if you guys are holding this with me, but bro, look at the little candle up there, bro. Literally at all-time highs. That is insane. So once again, if you guys aren't with me, bro, you guys should be making some money, bro. Very nice, very nice. And then AIPI should also be pretty green. Oh, damn, bro. Yeah, no, we're really green on AIPI. 44.31. So we're seeing some highs that we haven't seen in a long time. We haven't seen these highs in months, since March. So, dude, guys, if you guys are in any of my investments, maybe not BTI, Bitcoin is still kind of holding down a little bit. So it's going to recover in its own time, hopefully. But more on AIPI and JPQ. Oof, these are green, bro. But yeah, let's see. Let me catch up with the chat a little bit here. Let me put this. Yeah, there you go. Yo, Blast. There's actually a pretty good. There was actually a really good setup off open from yesterday. You should check it out. Wait, which one? Send it over. Unless you're trolling, because I know yesterday we pumped up 200 points in no setup. But let me know. Blast. What do you think of the trade that played out yesterday at the 9:15 candle on the 15-minute time frame market open? Is it good? Let me see. Hold up. Let me just water it real quick. How much did I put on JPQ? I'm in 80,000, which I know sounds crazy, but I did my research. And on AIP, I'm only in 15,000. AIP is not the craziest ETF out there, but I believe in AI stocks and in the AI sector in general. So obviously I'm gonna get in some action with some AI things. Not as much, but I like it. And then BTCI, I'm in 70,000 around there. But dude, crypto has been struggling to recover, bro. Obviously, you know, current like recently, you know what I mean. But yeah. Anyways, oh yeah, the 15-minute time frame. Okay, so 9:15. Okay. So 9:15. All right, let's see what we got here. Let me turn off the indicator for a split second. Okay, so you said at 9:15 we had a candle. Well, there's really nothing here. I mean, maybe send me a screenshot because this is just like a regular candle. Last you play Valorant, dude, that game sucks, dude. It's garbage. By the way, bro, Bowser, I'm seeing your payouts, bro. Good shit. Oh, you guys are talking about this one right here. Wait, this one right here. You could have taken it from this Asia low, but I have a rule with my strategy that I don't base any level of liquidity before market open a bias. So let's say, for example, right, we have an Asia low here. we took it out and we pumped up, right? I mean, it makes sense. The thing is, with my strategy, I have a very specific rule that if we don't take out a level of liquidity from 930 going forward, I won't have a bias. So although here it was technically bullish into this inverse here, and it could have played out, I just didn't like it that much. Let me see, man. You should try gold, dude. I've been wanting to try gold. I haven't had the time to, but yeah, I'll consider it soon. I lost six of my accounts today. Whoa. What are you even trading, bro? The only stuff that we've had here was a continuation model from this 5-minute gap here, which is a pretty easy setup. I mean, we had the fair value gap here. We had the level of liquidity sweep, 35-point bounce into the price target. So, I mean, what setup did you take? Unless you forced something, I don't know. Yo, Blast, could we have taken a continuation model? Yes, we actually could have, yeah. But the reason I didn't was, first of all, it happened in the first 5 minutes market open. I was still preparing the stream and everything, so I wouldn't even have even if I put it out, most people wouldn't have been able to catch it. So regardless. And also this week I've been trying to avoid the first 30 minutes of market open. And we also had PMI news 15 minutes after market open. So all in all, this trade just didn't look, at the time, look really good. It did play out, and it played out really, really nice and very straightforward. But I'm like, you know what? Nah, it's whatever. I'll just wait for the next one. David, brand new 5. Dude, good shit, bro. Good shit. Let me see. David, I have 1.3K this stand. What? This, I have 1.3K. I'm just gonna say drawdown, right? 1.3K worth left of drawdown, right? Distant drawdown. Okay, there you go. I always size 5. Should I reduce or keep it on 5? Dude, with 1.3K blue, you're more than fine, bro. Yeah, keep it on 5. Everything you can. Well, I'm not gonna say if anything you could do 7, but I mean you can afford to do 7. You know what I mean? You're at a pretty good spot. Yeah, but if you're gonna do 5, bro, keep it at 5. Yeah, you're good. You're more than good, dude. With 1 or 2 good trades, you should be back on regular drawdown, at the max drawdown. David, I have a question about payouts. If I get my 50K account to 51K after 8 days of a successful trading, and I want to request 1K, how will my drawdown look? Well, the thing is, unfortunately, you won't be able to, at least not on Apex. On Apex, you need a minimum. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you need a minimum of 53.6K for a payout. And then you can request a max payout at 50. No, I said 53, right? 53.6K. The max payout you can request is at 54.6K. And the reason they do this is because they want you to keep somewhat of a drawdown, about $2,000. All right, now Top Step, on the other hand, you could do it a little bit. Wait, my cat's outdoor. One sec. Okay, so with Top Step, they allow it, but what's it called? It creates bad habits. Let me explain. Right, with Top Step, you guys know that after you guys make $200, or in fact, actually they changed it. If you guys make $150 or more per day for 5 days total, you can request 50% of anything that's in that account. And that sounds really good. I mean, hey, I can make money every 5 days from trading, right? Sounds like super easy. Well, here's the problem, right? After you request your first payout, your drawdown goes to 0. So let's say, for example, you just made $1,000 in 5 days, every single day being a $200 day, right? So you're up $1,000 on that account, right? Okay, so you can only request 50% of the payout for the first 30 days of you trading. So what's 50% of $1,000? $500, right? So if you request a $500 payout, your drawdown will be moved to 0. So that means that after you make the $500, yes, although it sounds really nice to have it in your bank account and everything, if you want longevity on that account, you can now not even take one loss on the account because you only have $500 left of drawdown. All right. So although Top Step, they're pretty like open about these payouts. It's pretty straightforward and everything. Most people they don't hold those accounts past one payout. You know what I'm saying? Yo, is he not coaching us through a trade today? Well, I mean, dude, what what trade is there in the market, bro? I mean, I'm trying, but I mean, there's literally nothing here. Trust me, we've been watching something. But in the meantime, while we wait for a trade, I've been kind of reviewing the trade from yesterday, helping some people out with their questions and all that stuff. All right, but yeah, with Top Step, it's like they're open about it, but I promise you guys, if you ask most people around any trading Discord, even here, in fact, the people that requested a payout on Top Step, most payouts don't. Most of these accounts don't make it past one payout. That's because Top Step, you can request a bare minimum payout, and then your drawdown gets moved automatically to 0. And now, since you requested the bare minimum, you won't have anything for breathing room behind the trade. So you take one losing trade and that count is gone, and then you have to restart it again and then the whole work again and activation fee, and you get the deal. I'm waiting for Black Friday to talk about some Apex. Here, look, I'm here to tell you. After a few Black Fridays that I've been in with Apex, it's no different. You know what I mean? They're not gonna do 100% off. They're already doing 80, 90% off every now and then. Um, it's not gonna be a big deal. Trust me. It's gonna be the same thing as now. Let me see. They were just here. Nah, bro. I love you guys, bro. Anyways, um, New Year Apex did 99% off. Dude, I don't know in what world you're living in, bro, but Apex has never done 99% off, bro. Um, let me see. Yeah, bro, I had an account at 51,500 on 3 accounts. I requested 1K and I have $500. It's better to build buffer. Yeah, I'm assuming you're talking about Top Step. Yeah, I'm telling you, bro. Like it's stupid, bro. I mean, sure. I mean, Top Step is good if you need money. Like if you need, like, bro, if you're, I guess, I mean, I don't know in the situation that you're in, and I hope that you're not in this situation. But there's a lot of people out there that live, paycheck to paycheck, and they need rent for maybe, whatever. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. If you're relying on trading to pay your rent, then that's a whole nother story. You know what I mean? But yeah, sometimes people need money now. You know what I mean? So TopStep is good for that situation because you can quickly request after 5 days traded a quick $500 payout. You know what I mean? So yeah, you know what I mean? It's good in its own ways. But if you want longevity in that account, TopStep is not built for that. Now I wasn't aware that it goes to zero. Yeah, I learned the hard way too. Trust me. Blast, you should consider teaming up with Aqua Futures. Nah, bro, I don't like teaming up with any of these new firms. I get it. They could be good and all that stuff. Look, I'm pretty low to Apex, and that's pretty much it. Your banner says 90% off. No. I say up to 90% off. I'm not going to be constantly changing the banner after a few days anytime there's a new discount. Up to 90% off. So right now it's 80% off. So obviously, if you guys do want to stack up on some Apex accounts, it's 80% off with code Blastoise, right? But yeah, up to 90% off. What's the max Apex payout? For the first 6 payouts, it depends on the account. It goes from 1.5K to 2K to 2.5K to then 3K. But after you request 6 payouts in total on the account, you can request whatever you want. All right. In fact, some people out there have requested literally millions in payouts in one payout. Yeah. I think the biggest payout was Trader Kane. He requested $1.3 million in one payout, and he got it accepted. Yeah, I saw one guy get a mill. Yeah, it was Trader Kane. He's not really like, I think he kind of like quit Twitter already. I mean, dude, if I made $1.2 million, bro, I would be long gone from here, bro. You make your money in dip, bro. You know what I mean? Isn't it 90 days of success? No, 6 payouts. 6 payouts. How much are you supposed to withdraw on top set to build a buffer? I mean, there's no set limit, but I personally have a rule that if I were to request a payout, I need at least $2,000 worth of buffer in that account. So, for example, if I want to request $1,000, if I want to request a $1,000 payout on Top Step, ideally I would need a $3,000 go on the account. Why you capping? You got like 3Ms right now? I wish, bro. I wouldn't be here right now, bro. And I also wouldn't be stressing over a red trade either, bro. Not that I'm really stressing about it, but you got the point. You know what I mean? If I had 3Ms, bro, I'll be so careless, bro. Well, not really, but I'm not. I've never been one to have money chase me. So let me not say that. You know what I mean? But you get what I'm saying. Like I would just be more comfortable. Is what I'm trying to say. But yeah. Oh, Jade Cap. Oh, that's right. Jade Cap. Yeah, he requested $2 million. Yeah, that's right. Jade Cap. Bro's gonna leave us for money? Nah, bro. Well, nah. If you guys get a little bit stressful, then I'll be like, dude, why am I even doing this? But for now, I mean, you guys would too. You know what I mean? Let me see. Because, bro, the whole goal here is, bro, make your money and disappear. You know what I mean? That's the goal here. I don't really care about how anyone thinks how I live my life, bro. I just want to live and be comfortable and be happy. You know what I mean? That's all I want. Facts. That's what I'm saying, bro. I mean, building a network has value though. Yeah, I mean, dude, a lot of people. Oof, look at this guy, bro. M2 with the rolly, bro. Nah, bro. Dude, I saw that you got the blue one, bro. That's nice as hell, bro. It's a really, really nice watch. It stands out a lot. But yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, let's get back to the charts. Oh my god, bro, my cat's meowing, bro. I don't know if you guys can hear him, bro. Dude, anytime that he wants me to open the door, bro, he meows like crazy, bro. Like he got shot or something. Yo, David, I passed all of my accounts on Take Profit. Nice, bro. Oh, you guys here for real? No way. Do I need a buffer on my account before I request a payout on the on Apex they kind of force it to you, yeah. On Top Step, no, but on Apex, yeah. Shorts, nah, not yet. I mean, dude, if we take shorts right now, bro, I mean, it's gonna be like the same thing from yesterday. We're gonna get stopped out because of this huge fair rally up here. You know. So a good goal for a top step is $3,000. Then request five. No, no. A good goal on top step or on any prop firm, in fact, it's try to make 3,000 and request $1,000 every time. And the reason I'm saying this is because the more buffer you have, the less you have to worry about blowing the account in one or two trades. You get what I'm saying? So I personally feel like a $2,000 buffer is pretty reasonable. So for me, when I used to trade my top step accounts, after every $3,000 limit on the account, I would constantly just request 1K, 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 1K. I think I ended up requesting like 4 payouts throughout the zero to payout challenge, 3 or 4, I don't remember. But dude, I blew all that money in one vacation, and I never do that. But dude, sometimes you just gotta enjoy the money. So I ended up going to PR, bro. Dude, you guys don't, dude. I was eating like a king over there, bro. Dude, if I do the zero to payout challenge, maybe next week or next week, which I'm planning to, I just have to set it up, dude. I'm going to enjoy that money. Apex has a buffer. Yeah, they you need I think on the 50K accounts I know that you need a 53.6K buffer, I believe. PR is getting expensive, dude. I know. Oh, to be fair, I was in the tourist area, so thinking about moving to PR. Nah, bro, I'm not at that level yet, bro. Like, look, if I was paying like a lot of money in taxes and like I was a multi millionaire, like we're talking like TGR status, then yeah, moving to PR is it's pretty reasonable. But dude, it's like David, when was the last time you requested a bell? Let me check for you. Where's my phone? Because I know I did it this month. Hold up. I think it was on the 16th. Where's my phone? Oh, it's right in front of me, bro. Hold up. Let me show you guys. Hold up. Wells Fargo. Dude, my phone's about to die. Hold on. Let me put it up for you guys. Yeah, on the 16th. I don't want to leak my number. Hold up. Let me show you guys a screenshot. I don't really, like I said, I don't really post my payouts as often anymore. I'm gonna send them in the chat. One sec, guys. Hold up. Discord. One sec. We're kind of selling off a little bit, but still, we still have to worry about that huge fair value gap. So, worst case, bro, today's gonna have to be gonna have to be a. I sent it in the chat. Whoever asked, there it is, on the 16th. Yeah, I don't really post them as much. Wait, here, let me like copy this and send it over. Let me check my phone. In fact, hold up. Who asked me about the payout? Oh, right here. All right, let me put my phone to charge. One second. Okay, I'm back. Anyways, all right. David, why did you delete all your stories on Instagram? Dude, I'm working on something. I'm working. Nah, but dude, honestly, bro, I don't even use social media like that anymore. I do not care about it. Nah, but honestly, like realistically, after a while, I don't know if you guys do this as well. Like you look at your page and like, I don't want it to look like this. Like, let me change it up. So I just delete everything, and when I build something up again, I just. But dude, I'm not even like I don't even use social media like that, bro. Like I'm not on there like really like sure sometimes I'll post like a nice story of like the car, the watch, or whatever. But I don't really care about that stuff. It gets repetitive after a while. He's going through a phase. Yep, bro. The emo phase, bro. Not because, bro, the way that I think about it, bro, is when I'm on Instagram, dude, I do not care. I couldn't care less about what anyone posts. Like, dude, if you're traveling, bro, I don't give a shit. If you're posting the car moving or you going fast, I don't give a shit. So I think about it the same way. When I post something about the car, be loud, whatever, I'm like, dude, like, do people even care? Like, whatever. And I just don't even post it. I mean, yeah, dude, I have a rollie in the AP. Yeah, I'm not selling that shit, bro. No, we don't go. That's what I'm saying. Like, bro, no one cares, bro. No one's like, oh my god, but bro, guys, David is driving super fast, guys. Look, nah, like it's not even like that. I mean, so I just don't post. Like, I just don't really care about it. I'm trolling David. I did ask care. Nah, bro, it's not like that either. Bro, come on, no. Can you explain the 30% rule on Apex? And I want to the trading stops. Okay, so the unfortunately, kind of, the only account that I know where the trading drawdown stops is the 50K account because that's the only account that I use. And on the 50K account, I know that after you surpass, like the account goes above $52,600, your trailing drawdown freezes at $50,100. All right, now for the 30% rule, that's all kind of personal. That all depends on how much you make and everything. So for that, you kind of have to ask ChatGPT. And by the way, guys, I know it's Friday today. I don't want to hold you guys in here for too long. What time? If we don't get a trade by what time? What time would you guys want to get off? I would say like 11, right? 11 is pretty reasonable. 11, yeah, yeah. Because so far, I mean, there's not much that I can really work with here. I'm trying. Like once again, I've been watching the charts this whole time that I've been talking. There's just not much I can really like do here. Literally no movement. And dude, you would imagine at least some movement for CPI, but nothing. I mean, dude, these candles, they're 20 points, 30 points. Like they're all right. Like if we're gonna trade, like it can probably work out, but it's just we don't have enough volume to create new setups. You know what I mean? The only set that we can work with is this right here, and we're also stuck at all-time highs. So like we're very limited on our trades. But once again, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna wait and see and try. All right. Maybe PM, maybe. But yeah, for the 30% rule, just start trailing. Yeah, there you go. So yeah, Ashton pretty much answered your question. Damn, bro. Oh, that dude. I was about to say, how the hell do you have $11,000 in drawdown, bro? That's a lot. Um, yeah. I've seen like 30 people already in trades, like in here or like in general. Because for me, I'm not seeing anything for myself. I'm about to request again Tuesday. Nice, bro. I'm about to request a very, very big payout soon. I've been building it up. But I try to request at least a few payout. I mean, at least on a few accounts, payouts every month. I try. I try. Is Friday PM strong as other days? I mean, we don't know. We don't know. It all depends on its own market. I mean, every market is different every day. Let me see. Blast, I'll probably hop off late. Bro, don't worry about it, bro. Go enjoy your weekend. Guy, bro, I'm praying that next week is a little bit better. This week, it could be a little bit, a little bit debatable. You know, some people ended green, some people ended red, some people ended break even. For me, I somehow, some way ended green on the week. I ended up making $1,122 per account, and that's mainly because yesterday I managed to make everything back and a little bit more on the day. So I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I know not everyone will be green this week, and I understand. But hopefully next week we have a cleaner price action week. Hopefully, man. Hopefully, obviously you guys know I can't really control the market, so we can only work with what we can get. This week we did work with what we can get, and my cat's on the keyboard. Nice. Like, dude, why do you have to do this, bro? But yeah, anyways, we'll see. Hopefully next week is a little bit better, so we can at least for the people that ended red. I'm gonna try my best to help you guys recover everything. You guys know I'm always here to reassure you guys. I mean, you always have to think positive. Let me see. Months ago, oh, okay. So look, speaking of right, in fact, let me read your question. Months ago, I remember sometimes you trade 3 times. 3 days out of the week. It was a great trade and stay green. We don't want to push anything. That's the thing. I feel like this week, bro, instead of me trading 3 times, like 3 trades a week and all that stuff, which has been the usual, right? Let me show you guys. Let me show you guys what I mean. Look. So for the last however many weeks, right? Let me see. Hold on. Let me open this. So for example, last or this past week, right? We took 3 trades, all green, all A plus trades, right? We waited for our setup. Last week, we took 4 trades, all being A plus trades. Go up a little bit more. Last week, we took, oh, okay, this one was a little bit more. 5 trades, but they're all pretty good trades, right? And then let's go up one more week. So just so you guys can get the example, right? We took, okay, this is just total. I didn't take all these trades in a day. This is just for the month, but you get the point, right? This week, in fact, dude, let me see how many trades I took. Dude, I feel like every single day I took at least 3 trades a day. So I broke some rules. Because I never trade this much. ever. Okay, so the week started on the wait 16th. Oh, that's right. I didn't trade on Friday. Okay, so the week started. Okay, so we have one trade here. Okay, that's one trade for the week. That's one trade for the Monday. Then we went on to Tuesday. We took two trades, three trades, four trades. In 2 days, we already kind of like. Then we have five trades, six trades, seven trades, eight trades, eight trades this week, bro. That's dude. I usually average 3 to 4 trades a week. This week I took eight. So I need to review something because something happened. All right, and obviously the more trades that we put out, obviously the consistency might get a little bit. Obviously not every trade's gonna play out in our favor. So I need to see what happened this week. I'm gonna review it maybe later today or maybe over the weekend. I might do a class or whatever. But dude, I took two. I feel like I took too many trades this week, and obviously the win rate wasn't as matched up as I wanted it to be. This week I probably had like a 70% win rate ish. Yo, my cat is in between my monitors, bro. You gotta watch out, bro. Get out of here. Anyways, but yeah, something happened this week. I look. I get it. I'm green this week, but I just don't feel happy with the green. Like, have you guys ever taken a trade and you're like, I know the trade worked out, but I know that I'm not. I just didn't follow my rules with it. That's how I feel about this week. This whole week I've been trading 3 times a day, and I just feel like dude, I'm just doing too much. But yeah, let me see. Let me catch up with the chat here. One sec. Go to last. All right, let me see. David, I started taking your trades this week. When things started being rocky, I feel like I started at a bad time. Not gonna lie, but I hope we can start a new winning streak soon, bro. We for sure can, bro. Dude, my last winning streak was 43 days. I mean, no, 53 days. This winning streak was 45 days. Look, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm gonna count this winning streak as a continue. Like, I'm gonna continue this winning streak for myself. I'm not gonna promote it. I'm not gonna tell you guys I'm on a winning streak. But for me, I was still green yesterday, so I'm gonna count it for myself. So technically, for me, I'm still on 45 days. Like I said, I'm not gonna give it to you guys. I'm not gonna promote it. Don't worry about that stuff, right? Because that's false information, right? Because a lot of you guys actually ended up being ready yesterday. But yeah, my biggest winning streak was 53 days. I was hoping that I could kind of break that streak, or break that record, with this one. But dude, as we got closer and closer to the streak, the market conditions kind of changed, and dude, we're coming into newer kind of messier markets. So it's not gonna be as clean as what we had last week, last week, last week, and so on. All right, but don't worry, we'll start up another streak soon. But okay, one thing that I want to know while we wait for another setup here is, guys. Okay, and I want you guys to be completely honest with me. If you guys have been here, because I see names that I see every single day, right? And look, so many of you guys have been able to get payouts in these last 2 months. Like a lot of you guys. Like, if you guys look at the payout channel, every single day is a new payout from a new member. But for some of you guys that have been in here every single day, for the last 40 trades that we've caught winning trades in a row, 40 winning trades in a row, not 40 winning days, right? That's 45 winning days, but 40 winning trades in a row. How haven't you guys gotten a payout? I want to know, like, what are you guys doing, bro? I need to know, bro. I need to know. Have you guys like been like, bro? Come on now. If we've gotten, and I'm not saying for the new people like KK. I know you've been here for like maybe a few weeks. No, we're talking nearly 2 months, right? 40 winning trades in a row. And I know, I get it. A lot of you guys have gotten payouts, but for the people that didn't get a payout, what have you guys been doing, bro? I did everything live, bro. There's no way. There's no excuse, bro. It has to be over leveraging. I mean, maybe, but dude, every trade hit the price target. Over 40 trades hit the price target in a row. Yo, 100, bro. I'm not reading that, bro. I trade a live a cash account. Okay, so you should be making money no matter what. I got school. I understand leverage. Oh, because the guys like, bro, you get what I'm coming from. Like, let's say for example, you're on the stage and you guys are showing trades and everything. Like, you would want everyone to be making money with you, right? And a lot of people did. Don't get me wrong, but bro, like I was hoping that everyone in here, we peaked out at nearly 600 viewers, um, per stream, and bro, if I'm giving you guys trades for 600 viewers, I mean, I would hope at least 500 of them are green, Some mistakes I have made and just fat finger like yesterday. Sometimes I just don't see alerts. Don't worry, don't worry. It's to a certain extent. You know what I mean? But yeah, at least a lot of people were able to get payouts. So that made me really happy. Learning how to be patient and not get nervous at pullbacks. Okay, so for the most part, if you're getting nervous at a pullback, by the way, AJ, I'm gonna read your thing right now. If you're getting nervous with pullbacks, you're probably just sizing too heavy. You know what I mean? For me, I like behind these trades, I like to size with some amount of contracts that I don't care about losing. Like if for me it's 7. I don't care about 7, right? If I lose with 7, I'm like, okay, well, I didn't even lose that much. I know I can make it back in the next trade. You know what I mean? But if you're getting nervous with pullbacks, it's probably because you're maybe too attached to accounts or you're sizing it too heavy, which you're scared in getting stopped out. You know what I mean? Anyways, let me see what you say. Next time you decide to break your rules, just think of the why. Let me just have no, no, no. Much respect, bro. Much respect, bro. Dude, and that M2 is fucking crazy. I've never liked M2s, bro, but the black looks really aggressive. And by the way, really, really random question here. Really, because I know a lot of you guys work at dealerships. Does anyone here work at a Chevy dealership? But I know, super random question, but I I need to know. I need to know, bro, because I'm tired of asking and calling, bro. I'm not seeing anyone type, so I'm assuming Toyota. Bro, never mind. Audi, Ford before that. Bro, it's because, dude, I'm trying to work my way into a Z06, bro, but I can't get it because of a recall, and this recall has been happening for 3 months. Apparently, it's like apparently Z06s are just randomly lighting up on fire after you refuel, and that's because it's there's like a leak going into the radiator, and it just lights up on fire. So I mean, with a small leak, you would imagine it's like a little recall, they fix the part, whatever. But dude, it's been 3 months and they still can't sell the car. I'm like, bro, what? We're trying to get a discount. Oh, that too, bro. That too, bro. I would never buy a car without a discount, bro. Never. Like, dude, if you can't work with the price, bro, I'm just gonna find someone else, bro. Don't get a C806. Dude, what? I mean, dude, for that price, bro, what other car can you get that's a car, bro? Like, dude, we're talking nearly 700 horsepower. Sounds like an F1 car, fast as hell, looks aggressive. M5, dude, never said it again, bro. I'm not buying no M5, bro. No M4, no M3. I don't want any BMW, bro. Dude, they're so overrated, bro. I get it. They're good cars and everything, only with tunes, bro. Like my car, my friend, dude, he has an M4 comp, and he told me like the car's whatever. But dude, everyone in Miami, I'm trying to stand out a little bit, dude. Like, there's a lot of C8s, but they're all Stingrays. Like, dude, if I pull up to Brickell with the 06, bro, oof, I already know, bro. So I'm trying to stand out a little bit. You know what I mean? I don't want an M4, bro. Everyone has that shit, bro. Also, like, they're kind of like whatever. Buy a humble Honda, like me and Jadon, bro. Let me see. C8s are old people retirement cars. I don't, bro. Never said that shit again, bro. I don't think old people can handle fucking a Z06, bro. Dude, I need to. You guys know me, bro. I don't know. Like, if you guys are know me from in real life, bro, you guys know that dude, that car, I don't show. I don't show mercy to that car, bro. Like, I redline that car every fucking red light, bro. Dude, the Z06, dude, I'm gonna go crazy with that car, bro. If I get it, bro, I'm trying my best here. Let me see. Get a Corvette ZR1. Dude, I'm not at that level. I'm not at that level. Some vids, dude. I had it on my Instagram. I had a ton of videos on my Instagram. I took it all down. Are you gonna get it in blue, dude? They stopped producing the blue, so I can't. David, for your winning streak. Oh wait, David, for your winning streak, why don't you do a pull at the end of the day? If it's more green, it counts as a win. Just a proposal, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. There's always gonna be that one person that either gets late, it's not paying attention, is always gonna be red. Look, I always win based my winning streaks based off of my P&L. Right, obviously, I'm the one giving the trades. I'm the one trading. I'm the one promoting it. So if I'm green, I'm gonna promote it green. Right now, the thing is, with yesterday, I ended green, but a lot of people didn't. So I feel like it just wouldn't be fair, and a lot of people will call BS because they'll be like, but dude, I'm red. The trade wasn't even fair because I got stopped at break even. So I mean, you know what? Just to avoid the headache and everything, I'm just gonna call it a winning streak. You know what I mean? No, no, I get it. I get it. It's just a proposal. I get you. Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry. But just for the future use, I always base it off of my P&L. Just yesterday, it was a little bit of a different story. David, your car's an LS or an LT. That's just hard to break. LT. I think I'm an LT, right? One LT, some shit like that. I don't really know so much about engines. You should. You should, as we said, we're looking over. Yeah, don't worry. I get you 100%. The only thing that worries me about T8 was the transmission, bro. I've heard so many issues about transmissions. But dude, I run like I even redline it on in first gear, which I know is super bad. But dude, it sounds so good in first gear. So yeah. David, what? What's up? Get headers? Nah, bro. I'm gonna get a 06, bro. Oh, I'm trying to get a 06. Get headers, dude. Yo, why is everyone calling me David, bro? Like, what happened, Daniel? Now, dude, if I get the 06, bro, I'm gonna get racing pipes. Titanium exhaust again. You guys know me and my exhaust, and just the module for the check engine light. That's literally all I need. David, all right, bro. Come on, now, bro. Now you guys are rage baiting. Okay, David. Do you think you can start bringing random people on stage sometimes when the market doesn't get move stuff? People that could give insight on training journey and start stuff. Dude, I used to do that before, bro. The first and only time that I did it, bro, someone started playing like Chinese music, and I just kicked them out, bro. I think it was Phonum. I actually, I think. No, it wasn't Phonum. I forgot who it was. I forgot who it was. But dude, they're like, yo, David, like, let me get on, bro. I gotta give a motivational speech. I'm like, all right, bet, bro. I get him on, and he starts playing Chinese music, bro. What year's 06? Dude, 25. But the thing is, they've been on recall for 3 months. Now I'm looking trying to get one soon, so I might just pay. And dude, I don't know if you guys have seen it. Are you the Tesla dude? Nah, bro. Don't me and Teslas? Nah, nah, nah. Dude, I don't know if you guys have seen it, but the 2026 models for the 20 for the Z06, it has that extra screen, bro, and it literally looks like a whole spaceship, bro. It's crazy. Have you guys seen it? You guys know? You guys know what I'm saying? The 26 one. Yeah, dude, it has like that extra screen on the side, bro. It looks really. Dude, honestly, bro, I'm really trying to get a Z06 right now. I might just pay. My dealer told me because the thing is with the 2025, he's giving me a $15,000 discount because he wants it out of the lot. The thing is, he's like, nah, bro, I can't sell it to you because of the recall. But it's been 3 months. I mean, how much longer can I wait? Or he can give me a $5,000 discount on the 26 Z06. I get more features and I can get the car right now. I don't know. The thing is with the 26 ones, they don't even have the colors that I want. So I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna wait. I'm just gonna wait. Want an F1 McLaren? Good. If I get a Tesla, will you ban me? Nah, dude, I don't have hate towards Teslas. I just wouldn't get one. It's just looking. I don't like that red, bro. And the rims are kind of like whatever. Why don't you wait for the 2026 models? Well, I can get them right now. I mean, with a $5,000 discount, of course. But I don't know, bro. I mean, it's not about the price. It's more on the colors. They only have red, orange, white, black. That's basic as hell, bro. I'm trying to get something like that no one has, like gray or I don't know. Just wrap it. Nah, bro. I mean that's okay. That's for me to get a Z06, take it to a shop, have it there for. I don't know if you guys remember, dude. I had my car in the shop for an exhaust change for 3 weeks. I couldn't drive for 3 weeks because I'm not trying. And bro, I know if I take it to get wrapped, that's even longer, bro. So let's have the car in there for a month. I can't drive it. Nah, bro. I might as well just buy the car, not pay an extra $5,000 for a PPF and a wrap, and just get the car that I want. You know what I mean? And just drive it out the lot. You know what I'm saying? Custom build it. How long does it take to get custom? Because I know 06s are hand built with the engines. Wrapping takes 2 days. Pfft, not at shops, bro. Or at least not in the shops that I know, bro. That shit takes, bro, even close to a month. Because there's just so many cars that they have to work on, bro. And it's annoying, you know what I mean? But it's business at the end of the day. 25 comes in blue as well. I think that's the E-Ray. Because I went to a few dealerships and I really want the blue that I always get the rapid blue, but none of them have the blue that I want. They told me that it's all discontinued. 6 to 8 months? Hell no, I'm not waiting for that shit. No, 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 no. Yeah, no, that's not the blue that I have. That's like a dark blue. I don't like it. Let's see, I'm considering getting a Mustang GT 2025. I'm still on the fence. We're selling a little bit. Nothing crazy, nothing crazy. Dude, the Mustangs I have never been a fan of, bro. I've driven Mustangs before. They're kind of like whatever, dude. I don't know. Maybe the GT is a different story. I mean, dude, to be fair, I rented an EcoBoost. This was hot garbage, bro. Dude, the throttle, dude. I was using the paddles, bro, and like I would downshift, and like 5 seconds later it will fucking. I mean, I will upshift, and and, and like 5 seconds later it will fucking shift, bro. Mustangs suck. I don't know. I mean, to be fair, bro, I drove like the worst model you can drive, which is the EcoBoost, and that was kind of mid. But I don't know. How fast can you drive in America? In Florida they had like I think it's called like the super speeder law or something. That now you can't go past 100. Like if the cops catch you going even 101, you're going straight to jail. I think it's I don't know if it's jail for uh I think it's for overnight jail or it's either overnight. I don't know if I read online. I think it's overnight jail or 30 days in jail for going 100. I mean, dude, to be fair, bro, it's not even that the speeders are a problem, which, some of them are. I mean, you have this guy on Instagram cutting up, blah, 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 whatever. But, dude, to be fair, most of these speed limits around America, maybe just in Miami, I don't know about America, but, dude, they're too low. Like, it's too slow. Like, people have to speed to get to places a little bit faster. So it's like, I don't think speeding is the issue. I think the limit is the issue. Because, like, dude, imagine it's nighttime, there's no one in the highway, and you can't go past 100. Dude, sometimes 100, even 100 feels slow sometimes on an empty highway. But I don't know. That's just my opinion, bro. In my opinion, look, I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys. I feel like slow. Oh, we're kind of setting off a little bit more here. I personally feel like slow drivers are more dangerous than fast drivers. I mean, dude, I've seen some slow drivers on the road, and they were just flat out stupid, bro. Like some people are just like, dude, why are you going 30 on the highway on the fast lane? You get what I'm saying? Like, dude, someone doesn't see how fast you're going, and they ran straight into you. You get what I'm saying? And who takes the blame? The guy going fast. You know what I mean? So it's like, come on. I personally feel like slow drivers are more of an issue than fast drivers on the they cause traffic. They're not going fast. Someone rams into them. Blah blah blah. Whatever. You know what I mean? I cannot have a grandma going 100 is gonna kill a family of five. Oh, well, to a certain extent, of course. You know what I mean? But like, dude, if you're gonna be going slow, at least on the highway, do not go on the fast lane and just hold it up. You know what I mean? And then, dude, when I go around them, bro, they give me like the nastiest look. Like, bro, I should be giving you the nasty look. You know? Like what? Come to Germany. I give you a kebab in a highway where you can drive so fast. Oh, dude, in Germany they have the what is it called? That fast highway, the autobahn. Yeah, yeah, that one. Dude, I want to drive in the mountains of Switzerland, bro, but I do not have Switzerland money right now, bro. So that can wait. That can wait for the future. Is the Corvette a write-off or personal? Sometimes I use the CA, like when I post stuff on social media with the CA and everything, that could be written off. So yeah. And then you can also write off. Okay, so when it comes to those type of cars, like sports cars, at least in Florida, you could write off. It depends on every year, but you could write off the depreciation. So if you guys are planning on getting like a cool car like Mustang, CA, Corvette, whatever, whatever, um, you can write off for the first year. This is what I did. I wrote off because you could write off a max depreciation for the car. So the first year is $20,000. Second year is $16,000. Third year is $11,000. Fourth year and every other year going forward is $6,000 of being written off for depreciation of the car. I don't know if it applies to every car. I just know for like the C8, I was able to do it like that. You're just doing com this morning, blast. Well, I'm trying to get a train in the first. I'll see, but do you know? Do you like Nick Fuentes? He sounds so familiar. We're looking selling off a little bit here. Nick Fuentes. Nick Fuentes. I don't know who that is. He seems like some political guy, so I don't know anything about politics. Anyways, we sold off a little bit. We haven't taken out any level of liquidity to the downside yet. We're still inside of this bullish rally gap, so there's not much I can really trade into downside. At least, yeah, maybe more into the PM session. But I mean, let's see if we can even hold on to selling a little bit more. Maybe I can get you guys something soon. All right, because I know you guys have been waiting here for quite a bit, an hour and a half for a trade. Let me see. Could depreciate it all if it's over 6,000 pounds all in one shot. I know. Also, if you lease your cars, you can write off the whole lease if it's all in business use. So, dude, honestly, if you go out, like, dude, if you're posting like your car every drive on social media, like you going to get gas and whatever, you can write it off, the whole thing under the lease. The thing is, I don't like leasing my cars because I don't think you can really even mod the cars, and yeah. So I'd rather just like buy and finance the car, and then just yeah, you can't exactly. Dude, I don't think I've ever had a car stock for like more than I don't even know how long. I like to stand out. I like to be loud. I like to be obnoxious. Yeah. Anyways, let me catch up with my YouTube chat. I haven't really read them. What's good, YouTube guys? What's going on, man? What's up? What's up? All right, bro. Potential rejection of that 5-minute gap. Dude, there's so much that we can. That's like, okay. Let me show you. All right, let's talk some charts here. Right, we haven't talked charts in this whole stream. Okay, so here's why I'm a little bit kind of iffy about today. A little bit, right? Hear me out. All right, so what are we inside of right now? A 5-minute data fair value gap, right? The CPI data fair value gap here, right? It's a respective fair value gap. I mean, we've bounced off of it here, and here, right? Okay, so let's say, for example, the markets. Remember, we're at all-time highs. Remember that, right? It's gonna be important in just a second for now. What if, let's say, we sold off, we took out this level of liquidity at 430, right over here. We took it out, and we pumped back up into this inverse off this 5-minute bearish rally gap, right? If we take longs from here, remember, we're at all-time highs, so we would ideally only have one price target, and it wouldn't even be the strongest price target. Never mind. I thought it was gonna be a lot less. Okay, well, yeah. I mean, we still can't take it though. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't really. I thought this price was gonna be like 25 points or something. But okay, well, that can work actually. Never mind. Whatever I was gonna say, disregard it. But no, realistically though, even if we do want to take longs, we kind of missed our objective. So although we are bouncing from this bullish fair value gap, I would prefer that we take out 430 over here. We take out this liquidity and we bounce back up into this 5-minute gap, and then possibly inverse it into here and possibly even higher. That could be a possible trade. But right now, since we kind of missed this level, you guys know I'm very, very picky with my setups, especially after yesterday. You know what I mean? I don't want to be forcing out anything if I know that it's not the best. You know what I mean? Especially in this case, we missed the level of liquidity by a few ticks, right? So what could happen is, yeah, sure, we can go inside of this fair value gap. But the thing is, I don't want to take shorts from this fair value gap to then trade it back down into this fair value gap to then bounce potentially in even higher. You know what I mean? I don't want to do that, especially when we kind of have like more of a bullish bias here, as you can see right here. Not the craziest one, but you can see we have the main low, higher low, right? So it's kind of a bullish bias there. So I would prefer that we sell off a little bit. We take off 430, we go back up into this inverse, and we target the all-time high up here. That'll be pretty ideal, I would say. Yeah, so far, I mean, we have an idea of getting a setup. Maybe we can go one soon. Maybe we can get one during the PM session. But for now, if we're talking perfect setups, there's not much we could do yet. Keyword yet. All right, let me catch up with the chat. Let's see what we have here. What percent tint do you, bro? What type of question is that, bro? I always get the lowest possible tint. Dude, when I had my BMW, bro, it was dead as a mirror. Like, you would look at the window and it would like reflect you. Bro, I miss that car so much, bro. I don't really think people in the cops in Miami really care about tint, unless you get like a cop that's been having a bad day. You know what I mean? Yeah, longs aren't terrible, especially. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I thought longs would be way worse, but it's 40 points as a price target to all-time highs. So, I mean, well, you could realistically also target this high up here, which is 25 points, which not the best, but it's something. Now looking into shorts, the thing is, if we take shorts, not only do we have to sell off a lot of points, but wait, we can still get a 1-to-1. I mean, we'll see. I mean, it really depends on whatever the market does. We can trade either direction. I want to say it doesn't look good, but realistically, it does look pretty good. It just depends on how we trade or how price moves. Realistically, dude, the AC is on it and it's cold as hell in the house. Hold up, hold on my jacket. Let me see. Why would we long if we took out the CPI high already? Well, we also created a new high up here, which is the New York high at 25,58548. Watch out for the chop. Yeah, don't worry, don't worry. I'm not forcing anything out right now. I'm literally telling you guys to just sit out and just wait for a better looking confirmation before if we take anything. Right now, it's not looking the best. Don't worry. I'm not telling you guys any setup. Last person you text me when you said, no, come on, bro. You know I can't do that, bro. Because then everyone's gonna be telling me to text them. I'm confused. I have 60. I have 6. I had 60% in the front. Thank you guys. 60% in the front. I think that's not legal, but in Miami they don't really care about it. Blast, are you not talking or is my headset off? Nah, bro, your headset. Are you asking me if your headset is off, bro? Dude, I don't know, bro. But no, I'm talking. Just need $500 to pass. Dude, do not full port. Do not oversize. Take it easy. Take it slow. All right. David, FaceTime me when this is set up. All right, bro. But yeah, we're inside of this. Hold on. We're inside of this bearish 5 minute here, but I mean, there's not much I can really do with it. I don't want to take shorts from it. I mean, well, yeah, no, I no, yeah, no, that's right. I don't want to take shorts from it because we have this huge fair value gap here that I don't want to have to worry about. So best case right now is we retrace into this fair value gap. We sell off temporarily. We take out this level of liquidity. We pump back up. Maybe going to the PM session. We inverse this 5 minute bearish value gap. We target this high up here, and we're good. That should be the trade for the day. Now, what tends to happen if we reject off this fair value gap and we go all the way down below this level of liquidity and we continue going lower? Well, we can look to inverse this 5 minute gap as well, the data gap, which we know it's a respected one. With enough selling pressure, we can take short into PT1, which is 36 points, which is more than a 1-to-1. PT2, which is the London low at 57 points, and then the Asia low, which is 105 points, which would be a pretty good trade, honestly. So be on the lookout. Maybe if anything during the PM session, we can also get a trade going. I'm gonna be on for the PM session. I really want to give you guys one last trade before the weekends. And yeah. Why does ES and MES show different price? It's normal. It's normal. Just don't trade. Chart ES and trade MES Z5. Last year, bro. David, when you say your TP allocation, do you take a certain percent at each level? Save. Yeah. So if I get a 1-to-1 risk reward, I take 50% off, at least 50% of my contracts. Then whenever any pressure gets hit, it could be, I don't know, just one or a few contracts, like 1 or 2 per take profit. It's all preference. It's all personal preference. I still can't believe I blew 2 PS. It happens. Yesterday's market was kind of iffy, but we can fix it. Don't worry. Trust me, I've blown hundreds of PA accounts in the past. It's part of the game. You know what I mean? If it was easy as simply just getting funded and you get money, everyone will be doing it. You know what I mean? Do you think I'll get a payout? What type of question is that? Of course. Hundreds? Yes. Remember, I copy trade. So you blow 1, you blow 10. You blow 1, you blow 20. Can you show how you settle your time frame for the Asia and London session? Yeah, just use the indicator, the ICT kill zones indicator. And I accidentally deleted the indicator. Here, I'm gonna send it over to you guys. Or actually, just use this. It'll be easier. Hold up. Here, just wait. Who's the one that asked about the indicator? Oh, right here. There you go. Okay. I'm about to see you next week. Have a group. Bro, much love, bro. Much love. But by the way, if you want to have your notifications on for later, maybe I can get you guys a trade going. But right now, it's kind of like we're still waiting on the confirmation. But I'm positive we can probably get a trade going later on. My drawing is currently sitting at $1,300 on my evals. How am I sitting? Dude, you're more than good, bro. Trust me. 1,300 is really, really good. Trust. Yes, didn't take out, but MES did. It's whatever. Hold up. I'm back. But yeah, honestly, if the market doesn't really move too much, I might just come back during the PM session. I don't know if you guys would want that. You're bored? Yeah, me too. That's what I was about to say. Because prices, it's like we have a setup forming, not formed but forming. So I know we can get something during the PM session. I just don't know how long it's gonna take to form. It could be in 5 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours. We don't know. Let me see. I'm thinking of registering trading as a business, but I already have past evals. Any advice? I would say register it as a business after your first payout. I mean, that's when you start making money, and that's when it should start going under an LLC or an S corp, if anything. Live during the PM? Nah, I'll probably do commentary as per usual. Same thing as always. You know what I mean? It's just me being on. It's like me being on live. I'm just explaining the setup over text. Last one, are you an NFL fan? I don't really watch sports at all. I don't know. The only sport I really watch is boxing or UFC as well. And I barely watch it. I just watch it so I can go, so I have an excuse to go out to a sports bar and eat chicken and watch it. But other than that, it's kind of like whatever. This F1 is actually quite good, dude. Every time I open up Instagram, it's always a crash. Every single track. It's like I'm driving, bro. When you start the LLC, you'll need to redo the evals, right? Yeah. I mean, you could probably I don't know if they've changed this, but you could probably contact Apex and ask them to change your info into your LLC, your EIN. But I'm a little bit like I did this like a year, maybe like a year or two ago. So I had to create a new account under my EIN. So yeah. You eat chicken tenders with ketchup in the juice box? Yep. Sounds pretty fire, bro. But yeah. Like I said, I don't want to hold you guys in here for too long. Would you guys? I don't know. I kind of want to stay on live for a little bit longer. It's up to you guys. I don't know. Please stay. I mean, dude, I can't do much here, bro. Other than yap it out. That setup looks like. The thing is, we can't really. No matter what we get here, we can't take any setup because we're missing this 430 sweep. I don't want to take. I refuse to take anything unless we take out this level first. So once again, what I'm looking for is we take out this level, we look for the reaction. Either we pump up and we inverse this gap into PC1 and 2 up here, or we dump down from this bearish rally gap. We take out this level of liquidity, we hold down sellers, we hold below this level, confirming a bearish bias, and we inverse the CPI data fair value gap here. And then we just target PT1, 2, and 3, which would be 1, 2, 3. Being 1 being a 1 to 1, 2 being a kind of a 1 to 2, and then 3 being, whatever. But yeah, right now it's gonna take time because the volume it's like it's there, but it's like it's very on and off. Some candles are moving, some candles are not moving. And if this gap ends up getting inverse before the DOL sweep, then we're kind of cooked. Like we can't do much, because that will kind of take away the setup for longs. I mean, we can still work with shorts, but it's like, if we already inverse a bearish value to the upside, why would we want to dump down over 100 points to then get an entry for lower? So it's all a setup that can take time. That's what I'm telling you guys. Like, I don't want to get off stream, but I kind of do because I know it's gonna take a while to form this setup. Although it looks good though, in my opinion, it does look good, but it just might take a little bit of time, realistically. I'm also a little bit tired. I'm actually a little bit hungry. I might order some food. 30 seconds after ending. Yeah, we know. Trust me. We know. Both setups look. Hey, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, like either direction looks really good. It's just we need to take out 430. Without 430, we don't know what's gonna happen. It's just very very unsure. How often do you order out? Not as often, but recently I've been ordering a lot more. I'm just too lazy to cook. You just took off 430. I'm assuming that's a low to the downside, right? Wait. Yes, took off 4:30. I mean, you mean NQ? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what 4:30 is. We need to go the same level. Oh, um, nah, but it's nothing. It's not much that we can really use to our advantage. I need 4:30 taken out before I can give you guys anything. I lost my six pack since I started trading. Oh my. Here we go. Bro. You gotta lock in, bro. Are we taking this inverse? No, we can't. We can't. We can't because we're missing the 4:30 sweep. So if we end up okay, look, if we inverse this with no sweep, I'm gonna get off the stream and come back later if we can form another setup up here or if we sell off below this gap here. It's the only thing I can really work with. Because obviously the last thing I'm trying to do is even force a trade for you guys after yesterday. You know what I mean? I'm gonna catch up with the chat. Les, do you ever trade gold? I want to, but I need to learn it. I need to learn how it moves. I need to get familiar with the price and so on. Let me see what else we got here. All right, yeah, there you go. But yeah, once again, if we end up, guys, if we end up inversing this gap here, I'm just gonna get off for the morning and come back later. Once we once we get a setup. So don't take longs. No, I mean we're missing the buys. So technically we're still in a bearish bias. That's the thing that worries me. Like we can reject off anywhere here because look, we had the data high up here. We took it out. We're holding below it. We're bearish, right? If you read the indicator, I have to turn it back on. Whatever. But we're bearish, right? And we would be bearish until 25,429.75. But we missed this level by 1 point, 1 or 2 point. Yeah, 1 point, right? So if we want to be bullish into this inverse, we would need to take out 429 exactly to then pump up into this inverse, to then take longs into the all-time high again, which would now be at 548. So I personally don't really want to take this setup at all. It doesn't look good in my opinion, or just not fully ready. So yeah. Was it scripted? Bro, wait till you find out. But yeah, it looks like we're gonna inverse this gap without a sweep, so there's not much I can really take here, unfortunately. So worst case, we just come back later for the PM session. I really want to give you guys a trade, so it's not like I'm telling you guys that I get off and I just don't trade again. But yeah, look, we inversed it just like that. So if anything, would you guys be able to come back later and we get a setup? Like if we get a setup, would you guys come back later? You leave the stream running, just check in. I feel like I'm gonna forget that I'm on stream, and it's probably best if I just end it. But yeah, all right. If anything, guys, I'll be back on late. If I see a setup, I will post it and I'll let you guys know. For the most part, I might be looking to take more shorts than longs, because the only long setup that we had would be off this, and we kind of already inversed it with no sweep. So it could, I'm not saying it can't work out. I'm just saying I'm not gonna take it. I don't want to give it to you guys because it just doesn't look as perfect as I want it to be. You know what I mean? But yo, myself, bro. But yeah, other than that, guys, I'm gonna get off for a little bit, and if anything, I'll see you guys hopefully later if a setup form. I am gonna be active in the chat, so if you guys have any questions, send them over. I'm gonna be typing in the chat. But for now, I'm gonna go get some fresh air and just, yeah, just get some fresh air. All right, guys. But other than that, guys, if I don't see you guys later, obviously have a good weekend, have a safe weekend, and if anything, I'll see you guys on Monday and be ready to make money again. All right, guys. Hopefully Monday and next week is a cleaner week than this week, but I mean, only time can tell, realistically. All right, guys. But yeah, if anything, have a good weekend. Don't worry, I will be on later if there's a setup. But if not, then yeah, have a good weekend. All right, guys. But yeah, if anything, I'll see you guys later then. All right, guys. Peace out, guys. Peace. And YouTube, guys, hopefully you guys were able to enjoy the stream. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get a trade today. We did end up ending the week green, although yesterday was a little bit messy on stream. We did end up making everything back. I don't know if I showed you guys, but on stream we ended up catching a crazy 80-point trade into longs, which pretty much allowed me to make everything back. I ended up sizing 20 micros. And I made everything back and a little bit more. So I ended up going from being down $2,600 yesterday per account to being up $236 per account, pretty much making everything back and a little bit more. So yeah, if you guys do want to join the premium, I do have an 80% off code right here if you guys do want to join. Let me send it over here. Hold up. Premium discount. So if you guys do want to join, it is code code 80. So if you guys don't want to join with this link right here, you guys know the deal. All right, guys. But yeah, other than that, man, I'm gonna go ahead and get off, guys. If I do see something later, I will be on. If you guys are coming from RPs or if you guys are coming from my Discord or whatever, I will be posting an alert. So be on the lookout for that. Have your post notifications on. And other than that, guys, I'll see you guys later. If not, next week.